crisis worse. Banks, they removed the 1,000 thing on there called monetary
RTD News Midday Check-in. Happy Friday to everybody. Wanted to take a second just to connect and just share more updates on what appears to be a crypto company collapse contagion taking place in real time with Voyager appearing to lock people out of their accounts, as well as over my shoulder right here, we got some activity from Facebook today that has flown under the radar. And then, of course, right here, BlockFi is looking to be acquired by a much bigger company. And then to make it even worse, allegedly there was a U.S. DDoS attack on the tax website for the United States government. So we'll talk about that. But got about 5 stories all around me. Wanted to check in real quick. Wish everybody happy Friday. Won't be streaming until after the 4th of July week. So definitely looking forward to connecting for our live stream starting next week on the RTD Locals page. So make sure if you guys have not, make sure you guys plug in so you can stay connected. And looking forward to just really trying to branch out and do more real talk there. And definitely want to get into the health things and more political things, and invite a wide variety of guests on just to give us more of a well-rounded viewpoint rather than just user-friendly censored approach here on this platform here. So just getting ready for the crackdown. Want to make sure I'm diversified off the channel. So before I dive into the articles, want to welcome everyone. Any first-time viewers, let me know where you're watching from. And we want to just make sure, as long as we're on YouTube, want to encourage everybody to make sure you click that subscribe button and that bell notification. Hopefully you are notified, but I encourage you to enjoy the social platforms so you can stay connected on Telegram, Discord, and RTD Local. So let me just make sure I inform everybody, for those who might be new perhaps, the RTD Locals page. Let me actually get my stuff together here. Give me 1 second here. Won't be long. Just wanted to check in for a brief moment, share some stories, share my 2 cents, and get yours. But link beneath here, RTD Locals. Encourage you guys to connect and become members over there. And if you would like to support the channel, that'd be great. Allow me to just do more on the back end as far as getting some help to get more stories out. So that's another opportunity. And also want to bring something important to your attention, given the fact that today all the stories we're talking about happens to be in the digital sphere. And once again, when they're trying to steer us towards a solely digital world through the use of digital currencies and the metaverse and AR and VR and all that other stuff, it's always good to be reminded of what it's like to live in the real world. So what better time to be able to present for the first day of the month to the RT audience. It's been a while since I've done like a little giveaway / collaboration. So the last one I did, I think, was maybe 3 years ago, where I partnered with SD Bullion to give an opportunity for the RTD community. So I actually partnered with Bullion Max, which is a subsidiary of AppMax, to bring an opportunity for those who are interested. So real sweet and simple. For those who are interested in getting their weight up, there's an opportunity to grab 5 ounces. And of course, my favorite one happens to be the New American Eagle. So if you are interested in finding out more details and to this, what's called a silver kit, it is quite affordable and reasonable for those who are interested to get their weight up. And it's limited edition, 1 per household, and until as long as supplies last. So just this is just what's inside the kit right here. So definitely looking forward to working with Bullion Max to help people get their weight up. So if you're interested, link beneath is link for this is beneath this video as well. So take advantage of that if you guys want to add some more weight to your stack. All right, let's get into the top story real quick. Here we have major, and I think this is pretty important just because it just shows we're being steered in a digital direction, but there's so many glitches and hiccups in this digital sphere because all these companies they've gotten ahead of themselves by taking on more than they can chew, especially heading into this what's going to be considered probably one of the greatest market corrections of all times, which will bring down a lot of these companies. Like, all of these companies shouldn't even be here. This is just a financialization of a new asset class, and all these companies here, they're well in above their heads, and so they're paying the price, as well as the people who decided to park their funds there. But anyway, real quick, major crypto broker Voyager Digital suspends all trading, deposits, and withdrawals. And so for this to be the second company in less than a month that has suspended withdrawals, I think this, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the second time they did this, but the other time I think was just a couple days. But what it is going to do, it's going to cause more of a shakeout to where all these lending platforms where they have to basically take on extreme risk with depositors' funds, mimicking what's happening with the bank, the banking side of things, minus the FDIC insured stuff like that. But same system. There's nothing there. And to make this even worse, like there's literally nothing inside of these institutions. Everything they have is on some servers and networks in computer code fashion. Like there are no physical derivatives to even lay claim to say you have this or that, because it's all computer code in a sense. But real quick, it says digital assets broker Voyager is pausing all customer temporarily suspending trades and withdrawals and everything like that. Says, quote, "This was a tremendously difficult decision, but we believe it is the right one given the current market conditions." So as the prices of these assets drop and the more people are realizing the dangers in being a part of these companies here in the form of lending your currency, lending your product, lending your assets to them, and then they taking them and using them to earn some type of yield. And so this really hurts the crypto space all together. But then again, this is a good thing. I think the digital asset space, when I was first introduced to it years ago, was about unbanking and being, doing away with Wall Street, not necessarily joining Wall Street and trying to earn interest on your crypto. It was all about letting the banks collapse and fail. Then you'll have something to use on your own in the rebuilding process. But things have gone astray, and I'm happy to see companies like this have issues, because more people will take their funds off these institutions. And the goal should be to get away from exchanges, especially these centrally controlled exchanges altogether, and further work on the building out from the ground roots up of this space, minus any Wall Street support or big bank funding. Let the communities for these particular projects do all the funding. I think it'll do a lot better in the future. But Voyager is the latest company to join Celsius in basically suspending and basically locking customers out of their funds. So these will not be the last two. We got 3A, with 3AF or whatever, 3AC early this week was forced to liquidate. And so it's just the beginning. So Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, yeah, they all are not too far away in my opinion. Anyway, keep it moving. FTX enters agreement to buy BlockFi. So BlockFi is, I remember 3-4 years ago being contacted by BlockFi before they were even popular, about helping them with their services. And it didn't fit the model, just because most people weren't into crypto, and the idea of lending your crypto for earning interest was unheard of. So it wasn't even popular back then. But it looks like cryptocurrency exchange FTX and crypto lender BlockFi for FTX have entered an agreement that will give FTX an option to purchase BlockFi for what was described as a variable price. And so the rumored price, basically showing that the BlockFi was or is a distressed company. The rumor floating around was 25. They were buying it. FTX was buying it for $25 million, as well as some other things on top of it. But BlockFi disputed that claim, and so it looks like the official number could go as high as $240 million. But then, if I'm not mistaken, based upon all the funding rounds that BlockFi did, it says the sale price is far shy of the $3 billion valuation BlockFi received in their $350 million funding last March. So you got all these crypto companies doing fundraisers, in a sense, further ballooning their valuations to, as it says here, up to $3 billion valuation. And all this stuff is overpriced, there's nothing there. It's a waste of people's energy and time and effort. But these are quick get-rich schemes for the uber wealthy. So I assume it's just too good to pass by for a lot of these individuals. But once again, out of this sheer valuation or this purchase here, acquisition here, going to cause a lot more people to, be shaken out. And BlockFi already offers, I think, the lowest yield in the industry. So not too many people have their funds there. So this would be a very bad purchase on FTX's part. So clearly FTX is trying to cover up or hide something on their own side, because why would you buy a company that's heading out the door? I don't know, but none of my business. But on to more popular companies. And so we talked about this last year, but Facebook, now known as Meta, last year launched the digital wallet Novi for the metaverse, was replacing Facebook Pay or with Meta Pay. So ultimately, they dropped the Libra, they dropped the Diem because of government pressure, turned it into Libra. Libra didn't really take off the way they wanted to, so they sold Libra, the financial side of things, the crypto financial side of things, to a bank here in the U.S., and they were going to use Novi for their wallet platform, and it's up and running. And I think they first set it up, in Mexico, Guatemala, so south of the United States of America. But they put out an announcement today on their Twitter page that they will be shutting down. Says Novi will no longer be available after September 1st. And so not quite sure why, but this is extremely concerning because Facebook is a global company, and this Novi project was designed to be something that was going to come into the U.S. and give people opportunity to use the individual app as well as link it into WhatsApp. But it says here both the Novi app and the Novi WhatsApp will no longer be available starting September 1st. When the pilot ends, you will not be able to log in and access your account. It says, please be aware that starting July 21st, you will no longer be able to add money to your account. It says withdraw your money. So get your money out right now. And so it says U.S. and Guatemala customers. So it looks like these are the two jurisdictions they're in right now. So we have more companies. So it looks like I would assume Facebook with this Novi project probably got the word from on up high saying that, the crackdown is coming or stricter regulation is coming. You might want to just pull the plug soon rather than wait till later and run the risk of hurting some things in your company. So clearly Mark Zuckerberg has the inside track as to what's really happening. So he's deciding to pull the plug on that. At the same time, other companies are having issues because of the bad business practices that they've been utilizing. So Facebook company gone, Novi gone, and let's keep it moving. On top of that, there's allegedly it hasn't been talked about in the mainstream news, and that's why. But other than that, it was trending earlier, and I did see some stories on it, so I thought I would report on it a little bit, just share my 2 cents. But it says Russian cyber group KillNet attacked the website of the U.S. federal tax payment system. And so, apparently, this morning says this is from this morning, but it says PayUSATax.com has been down for approximately 5 hours. This is early morning hours. It says this completes the test of our new method. We leave DDoS PayUSATax.com on the infinite request cycle, the hacker said in their Telegram channel. So when you typed in PayUSATax.com, it said error. And then it flashed up the same words in apparently Russian. And so this is, what they're saying that, Russia, KillNet attacked the U.S. I'm thinking like, this is straight BS in my opinion, because I'm not quite sure what the big deal will be in attacking the tax payment server. Like who's actually excited to pay their taxes anyway? So why would you even waste your time? Like like I said this months ago, a real cyber attack would be whoever those geniuses are that's call themselves trying to disrupt some things. You want to disrupt some things, do that by hacking the banking system and putting funds in people's accounts. And then people really believe that it was an attack when they open up their wallets and see a couple extra zeros. That's how you really want to piss some people off, not attack the tax service. Like who's the U.S. government tax service is not real impressive. But once again, I think this is an inside job because they're just grooming us for the concept or the idea of a cyber attack, which they've been telling us is coming at any minute now. So I don't think nothing about this, but it's just interesting to see how this is playing out. And on the last side of things, Coinbase. So Coinbase is a publicly traded company, not doing too well as either. And I personally Coinbase is one of them companies that it's literally a booby trap. It's a booby trap. The only reason they've been able to become so successful because they are in bed with governments around the world. And so it says cryptocurrency titan Coinbase providing geo tracking data to ICE. And so this is an article, that the person obtained some information that is clearly something that exposes Coinbase having sold certain softwares that allow the government, which is the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, which has nothing to do directly with the financial side of things. But according to this article here, ICE has been given the authority to help monitor and regulate and track and surveil certain crypto projects. So it says ICE is now able to track transactions made through nearly a dozen different digital currencies, including Bitcoin, Ether, and Tether. So basically, the distributed surveillance ledger, the primary benefit for it is so that governments around the world can fund these type of developments here. And then on the back end, they see everything in real time. And so here it says in August 2021, Coinbase sold a single analytics software to ICE for $29,000, followed by a software purchase potentially worth $1.36 million the next month. So to me, that is very credible information there. And it has more links here for contracts, stuff like that. But Coinbase came out and said that we don't sell our data. We don't sell our users' data and all that other stuff like that. No, dang well they lying. But on another note, real quick before I log off, want to point to you more happening on Coinbase. Let me see, because I've been doing a lot of pain analysis type forensic on my side. So I'm going to do a video basically just shining more light on this whole surveillance ledger, because there's some things out there that people really don't pay attention to. And it's another thing, like all the maxis, all the fundamentalists who are like diehard, Bitcoin can't do no wrong type people, they never focus on the cons. They never focus on the things that are going to be problematic at some point. They just focus on the fact that governments can't stop it. It's 21 million. It's immutable. It's power, whatever. So that's 98% of their time and energy is focused on pumping their bags, while the other 2% are extremely important, because if people were to take time and focus on that 2% and really expand the things happening inside that space, which is the forensic side of things, they'll find out that they're literally they're helping global governments really execute the agenda of going solely digital. And it's very alarming. That's why I will continue to talk about this, just because not too many people want to hear that side of the equation, where everything is not peaches and cream. We're just buying Bitcoin and holding it for 100 years. You're going to be generationally wealthy. No, it doesn't work like that. It's just, to me, it's so obvious how there has to be some flaws. There has to be some things that can show that, you might want to spend more time focused on the negatives and all the positives. But last thing here, let me see. I think it's in Sweden. Let me see if I'm correct here. So I think this was early in the week. Coinbase announced that they will be tracking. Let me see here. Let me see if I should have had this beforehand. I think it's Finland or Sweden. Anyway, so I can't find it, but Coinbase requires by law inside of whatever country it is, that KYC, like literally, like you have to register your wallet. That type of stuff. Like your wallet has to be registered. You will not be able to move your currency, your crypto out of the exchanges unless it's in a registered, certified wallet that allows you to withdraw. But then again, that's the door opener, because once you put that wallet address inside of the system as your primary address, anytime when you move it to that address, the surveillance system automatically kicks in to where everything from that point on, no matter what you try to do, even if you try to mix it and stuff like that, they got the technology. Mind you, the algorithms, the AI algorithms this is all practice for the AI. So they are literally getting real-time training with all these hacks and things like that that's going on. This stuff is crazy behind the scenes, man. But anyway, it is what it is for now. And it's a system that we were set up to be a part of, just because we were told well before now what time it was. There's no way around it. We're here because everything has been strategically designed, like I mentioned before. For those that might be new, let me go ahead and pull my little visual aid up here. We wouldn't be talking about currency had it not been for the Rothschild cover in 1988 telling us that around this time, currency will be on everybody's mind because inflation will be burning all the fiat currencies. And look what happens to be around his neck, a coin. Take it however you want to take it. But then you fast forward 34 years later, everybody named mama loves some Bitcoin and XRP. Programmable. It's programmable computer code. But anyway, I'm not going to get into it again. But I see we got some lovers out there. T-Cell says, try to take 10,000 worth of gold or silver on a plane and see how fast you can go to jail. T-Cells, you ain't taking none of that stuff with you. We know that. Just like, truth be told, in the future, travel may not be an option for people with Bitcoin or not. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't participate eventually in the health experimentation and got your papers, i.e. your code, your QR code with you, you're not going nowhere either. So, but that's a whole nother subject matter. But it's not like, a knock or a bash on crypto. It's just that don't put 100% of your confidence and faith in computer code, because just as easy as a code was written, there is always another man or computer or robot or something that's coming that can definitely disrupt it. Like anything created by man is fallible. It's temporary. Like, and that's what part where it's like, be open and keep that 0.001% possibility in your mind that at any minute that SHA-256 created by DARPA and NASA, they created it with the idea that they also can uncreate it or undo it at some point in the future as well. Like, just think about that. You got the government entities creating all that stuff. You think they don't have a backup plan for their own sake in the end? That's just my personal opinion, but use it to your advantage. Don't let it use you. However you want to take that. But anyway, I just want to check in for a quick minute and share some things I thought was worth mentioning. The crypto contagion is continuing, and this is the first month of July. And just looking ahead, we haven't even started crypto or a winter, a bear market, and anything. We're just getting tremors right now. Like Jamie Dimon said, there's a hurricane coming, and right now it's like we're just getting tough winds. We get some winds blowing by every day or so. Markets dip, whatever, they recover. I looked at Bitcoin, got down to 19 or 18,000 yesterday. And it's unfortunate that people are more concerned with an asset class and currency and stuff like that, rather than, the private public partnerships that are further, they're pushing their agendas to where none of this stuff will ultimately matter if we don't got food, water, and energy to sustain ourselves. Because this stuff, you can have all the biggest bags you want, but there's no food on shelves and you can't get to none. What will you be able to buy? So we need to focus on disrupting this government takeover. And once we fix the government, then we can get to fixing civilization as well as the money third. But anyway, that's my little rant. But anyway, so we see prices here, and 19,000 people are panicking. I'm like, dog, like you ain't seen the worst yet. This is a $1 trillion market cap, and only people care about it are the people who follow the charts, follow the screen, which is maybe 10% of the human population care about cryptos. So if it takes a spill, most people won't really care. But when the equities market take a spill, everybody named mother will know, especially all the baby boomers that are expected to be compensated. Yeah, that's what people really care about. They don't care about crypto like that. So sorry to disappoint a lot of people out here. But once again, if you understand from a historical standpoint, having gold and silver in your possession, it is money. And I just, the idea of having a single silver dollar, like this is a dollar, like this in your hand is like having purchasing power at anytime you want, anytime you need it. You're not getting on a plane with it, but more than likely when stuff hit the fan, you're not getting on a plane anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you probably want to be hunkered down, buckled down, and be ready to transact, hand to hand, foot to foot, can good to can good, whatever you got in your hand type of stuff, if we get to that point. So a lot of the things we focus on now are not really important in the long scheme of things. Says TCS said, Mike, the gold silver companies will give up your information also to stay in business. 100%. And that's why it's give and take. It's give and take. So online, there are great opportunities to acquire metal. But once again, once you take possession of it, then at that point it's in your possession. Like it's not on a ledger. Like they know that certain amount of ounces or whatever came to your house. But then again, at that point, then what? Like, literally you literally got robbed and it's gone, to where it's no way of verifying it in real time, similar to cryptos. So it's just a chance you take. But then again, also I always tell people, make sure you are well connected with local dealers in your area, to where you take paper and you redeem that paper. That's a hand-to-hand transaction. There's less eyes, there's less ears, and that's just another method. So it's one thing to have physical, because we're in a physical world. It's another thing to have digital, because digital is designed for surveillance in the end. So, but anyway, it's better to be spread out from a wide variety of opportunities, just so you're never cornered in one particular area. So anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Have a great weekend. As I mentioned, if you have not, definitely join the RT Locals page. And then also, for those that are in the bullion arena, partner with Bullion Max if you guys want to get your weight up that way as well. Just an opportunity for more people to get their weight up. So definitely sign up for the Bullion, the RTD page if you have not. Starting to do that next week at 9:30. And then also, for those that are interested, the opportunity to get your silver kit is also available. Link in the description if you so are interested, rather. Anyway, people, be blessed, be safe, and we will be back at it again next weekend. Enjoy your weekend, people. Don't eat too much. Peace.